Hello, everyone, and welcome to Go Watch a Movie, episode 78. I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Robert.
The conversation continues as we talk the Netflix Blumhouse collaboration, Mercy Black. But before we get into that, of course, we have to do a little bit of entertainment news. It's been an interesting week in entertainment news, and sometimes I wish we covered more than movies, but because there's some stuff that happens out there in the music world that is just makes me scratch my head. I don't know if you follow some of that stuff, but anyway, Mark Hamill, the man who does so much. He's a legend already, right? Mm-hmm. You got him as the Joker, the voice of the Joker in the old Fox Batman's animated series. Luke Skywalker, of course. Many more things, but now he's adding to that legacy as the voice of Chucky in the new Child's Play reboot.
What?
Yes. What do you think, sir?
I think, you know what? After hearing the Joker, I think he could pull something off that's probably pretty. I haven't heard it, but I assume he can do it. Just based off of the Joker.
Yeah, because
he gave that character so much personality that just from the voice alone, it's just ridiculous. So yeah, I think he can pull it off.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I have full faith in him. Even though he's been quite angry with the Star Wars movies here lately, I can't blame him. They've done some things, but
I will say that the trailers for the Child's Play movie seems like more like, I don't want to say cold, because like the old ones have a lot of, like Chucky has a lot of personality.
Yes.
So I don't know if they're going to give him a lot of personality in these new movies, or if he's just going to be like a cold, like Terminator-esque doll. It's hard to.
I'm still confused on what they're going to do as well, because like you said, he doesn't seem to be possessed. He seems like he's just like a AI come to life. And I don't know.
Well, it would be cool to see what an AI would think a Chucky would sound like, you know? Mm-hmm. So yeah. that might be an interesting take.
Yeah, we're in for a surprise, I think, with that one. Like, I have low expectations on it, but I think we're in for a surprise. In other news, Cillian Murphy, called Christopher Nolan's Good Luck Charm by some, is going to be in A Quiet Place 2. Ooh. I don't know how I feel about A Quiet Place 2 yet, because, I love part one so much. Mm-hmm. I don't know where they could go. Well, they could go a lot of places. I hope they don't do prequel.
No, I don't want to see prequel. I want to see what happens after she cocks that shotgun, because that was the greatest ending ever. And
then all of them just start coming. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? You happy, excited for that? Or
I feel the same way you do. Like, the first one's so good. Sometimes when it's that good, you don't want to mess with it. You just want to leave that lingering goodness, in the air. So, but still, I'm happy to see that this movie that took a huge risk is getting a sequel. So that in of itself is pretty cool. And then
it also pains me that John isn't going to be in it again. So it's like maybe he can pop up in flashbacks. I mean, because he is writing and directing it. So I don't know. Yeah.
Well, whatever they do, I think they're heading in the right direction. I mean, I think this would be pretty amazing that they're able to make a sequel to that.
Yeah. Lastly, this isn't a movie, but I love the series so much. Umbrella Academy on Netflix is renewed for a second season. Have you watched that one, sir? I
have not been able to check that out yet, but it is on my list.
Yeah, it blew me away. It's a breath of fresh air from the comic book genre that's currently on TV and streaming services, which I guess is TV. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that big time. I guess that will bring us to my favorite segment, trailers.
Yay.
You first or me, sir?
I'll give her a go. Okay. My first one is The Dead Don't Die.
Oh,
a little zombie flick. I think on the trailer, on one of the trailers I saw, they mentioned how amazing of a cast it is, and it is pretty ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
A zombie film having all these big names in it, like Bill Murray, Adam Driver, Tilda Swinton, I believe her name is, Chloe Sevigny, if that's how you pronounce her last name. I'm sorry if I screwed it up. Danny Glover, Iggy Pop, Selena Gomez. It goes on and on. There's so many big names in it, so I'm just excited to see that many stars in a zombie flick.
Yeah.
I don't really even have to go over the plot because it's a zombie movie. You get what you're going to get. And then my next one, I'm not sure if I'm excited to see it or not, is Annabelle 3 Comes Home.
See, I have not seen any of these. So
I don't know. I feel like it's cool to see the original pair in a movie again. Since their last one, so that's going to be exciting. But then it's like, I don't know how much more they can milk this. I don't know. It's you know what I mean? It's like,
is it worth me going back and watching the first two?
I don't know. I really see. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. It's like the idea is so good. You have those really successful movies, and you're like, well, we're going to do some spinoffs, related to it. That's fine. But I don't know. I think maybe we've gone too far. Maybe not. Maybe it's going to be super awesome. I'm just being, dark and dismissive for no reason.
That's like part of a bigger universe, though, right? It's part of the Conjuring, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Which I have seen those, but...
Yeah, there's a lot related to them now, but I just don't know if it's... I don't know. I'm just skeptical about it. So, but I do kind of want to see it just so I can put my mind at ease. Is it worth it or not worth it?
Yeah. That'll bring me to mine. So I just want to apologize in advance because Endgame has been a trailer of mine before, but they are constantly releasing snippets and stuff like that. And with me running the social, I always post, every trailer that comes out on there. So I have to see everything again, whether I want to see it or not. But my goodness, the new TV snippet. Okay, it starts off, woo, everyone's dead. Oh, he's dead. He got turned to dust in front of my eyes. All right, we get it. Yes, you're sad. You lost. Eat it, you bastards. And then you have the big, heroic moment where Tony and Iron Man come back together because, you don't really think about it, but they kind of have been separated since Civil War.
Yeah, but nothing like half the universe disappearing for putting two people together.
And then, so Tony's like, do you trust me? And Cap's like, yeah. And I don't know why I made Cap's voice so deep, but they do that whole thing, and then he speaks. I'm gonna just play it.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
Oh, chills! Oh, the chills run up my spine. And he's wearing the new armor. Oh, Big T's amazing. Thanos. Oh, you cannot live with your own failures.
He's gloating. He's already won. Why's he got to gloat?
Back to me. Oh, man. I love it. It's just, yeah, sorry. That's it. But yeah, he's wearing his new armor. He has his weapon, the new double-sided blade thing that he's going to use. Hot diggity dog.
I can't wait to see him use that blade thing because it looks unfunctional. But
he better be amazing with it. I don't see why he needs it because he has.
Yeah, no, he's got the gauntlet.
And the gauntlet in the other hand, and we already saw that he's one hell of a hand-to-hand fighter. So it's like, but yeah, I'm super excited for that. Sorry, I yelled into the mic as well, but that's what Thanos does to me. But that will bring us to Mercy Black. This is a 2019 film directed by Owen Egerton, written by him as well, starring lots of people. Janine Garofalo makes a appearance back here. We haven't seen her in forever.
Exactly.
Let's see. Danielle Pinda. I am horrible pronouncing last names. Ella Lamont, Miles Emons, Jamie Lentz just goes on from there. Let's see here. 15 years after stabbing a classmate to conjure an imaginary phantom known as Mercy Black, Marina Hess is coming home. She she's being released from a psychiatric care to live with her sister and young nephew. But in the years since her crime, the myth of Mercy Black has gone viral. Like things there, and then the craziness ensues from there. Sir, Mercy Black, this was a surprise drop by Netflix. They just kind of put it out on the 31st and said, here you go, with good old Blumhouse, who has been on one hell of a roll with their horror films here lately. They did the last Halloween, which I thought was phenomenal. This one dives deep with the horror. Okay, I'm going to start here. You hear imaginary friend, first thing that comes to your mind. First thing that comes to mind, Drop Dead Fred. That was my mistake. Second thing that comes to my mind, Snuffleupagus.
Okay. Okay.
People don't know that he is big with imaginary friend.
Now we know what's going on in your head.
It's crazy. It's not face. Yeah, all those, but this movie is not. This movie gets under your skin, and you know what? Whose name I did not see here? Mr. Walking Dead fellow. I don't see it listed. I mean, he did die. Will, I think his name was in the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's
Austin Emilio.
Yeah, he's one of the Mr. Burnt Faces in The Walking Dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he got the iron treatment. But yeah, I love the way this started. I really enjoyed how it kind of tells the story through flashbacks of how this creature, I guess, was created. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you my favorite part of the movie. My favorite part of this movie is Bryce. The kid from the start is creepy and basically knows what's going on the entire time. It seems, anyway. Mm-hmm. And I kind of love that. And the fact that he keeps freaking out this already messed up woman. Mm-hmm. I tell you who I hate, his mom. For all the lies she tells him.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think you should lie to a child that way. It can mess up children.
I didn't think the kid was creepy at all in the beginning. I thought he was just a regular kid. Just a nice little kid who didn't want to be bothered by his friend who kept coming over.
It's not a cult that's grabbing women by the ankles. You don't do that.
That was a normal thing a kid would do. I thought it was fine. Don't get me wrong. He does get creepy later, but in the beginning, he's fine. He's like completely to me a little normal kid. I didn't like
him to come here.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't like Will. Will really upset me the entire movie. He just seemed like a jerk the entire time. He's like, I really don't want to talk about it, and he just keeps on talking about it. You know, like the mom tells him not to cuss, but he keeps on cussing, which was funny. But still, it's like, well, this guy just does whatever he wants to do. And then he's obviously like just getting with his sister so he can gain access to the other sister that was involved in the murder. And then he tries to flirt with her a little bit by putting his hand on her leg. And it's just like the whole entire. There's nothing likable about that dude. So I was just waiting for him to get it the entire movie.
So he's basically been slow playing the sister and the kiddo this entire time, it seems.
So. I think so.
Gathering information to get close to make his book. Mm-hmm. Jeez. So, sir, likes, dislikes. What are you thinking of this one?
Like you said, I think it starts out really well. Mm-hmm. Even though it gives you a lot in the end, I think it ends really well too. There are some dull moments in the middle of it where I thought maybe it dragged a little bit. It could have, I don't know. I think it lacked something. Maybe like some atmosphere or maybe some dark music. I kind of like, they did play like some childlike music at certain scenes, which I kind of liked, but I wish they really would have pumped that up during certain moments in the film to really give it more atmosphere or something. I'm not sure what it was, but it just felt like it wasn't really meant for the big screen.
Gotcha.
Like that's the way I feel. Like I think it's a decent enough
movie. They purposely put it like for Netflix then, like it was.
I felt like it was made for like a Netflix type audience. I don't feel like it was made for like I don't think it was like, you know, like the Exorcist level horror movie. It's
gotcha.
like there's definitely a step down from that. Not to say that it wasn't enjoyable or that you know it isn't going to have an audience. I just don't think it's going to be a universally loved horror movie because I don't think it went as far as it could have to be dark and creepy. It could have definitely have turned up the gore. I mean, it definitely has some cool moments where it's like, what did those girls do? And it kind of mirrored something. I think there is something actually in real life happened where there was a couple girls who lured their friend out into the woods and then stabbed her to death.
Oh,
somewhere. I mean, that actually happened somewhere in real life. So it kind of
summon an imaginary creature.
There was no imaginary creature that I'm aware of. I think it was just two girls being really evil, and they decided they wanted to kill her friend. It happened. I don't remember where it happened. If somebody Googles it, I'm sure they could find it. But it's like it kind of mirrored that. So people would automatically say, "Oh my God, they're being insensitive to those girls or whatever, or the families of the girl that died or whatnot because they did that." I don't necessarily think so, but I can just see. I know how people react to things. So I can. See that.
We're in the cancel culture area.
But yeah, I mean, was it enjoyable for me? I mean, it definitely kept my attention, and I couldn't wait to see what they had actually done, why they did it, and then what was going to happen. And then the twist that they throw at you at the end was almost too much because you get one, and you're like, I guess we could go ahead and spoil it. I mean, spoilers.
Spoilers, people.
If you haven't watched it, I mean, stop and go watch it, and then come back.
Because it's on Netflix right now.
There's just so many, like, just first they drop like the girl. At first, I'm thinking, okay, did nobody else know that the girl didn't die? Except for Dr. Ward. Was she like
that should have been like, why, especially by her sister, by the main character's sister. That should have been freaking. Yeah,
everybody should have known that. Even the guy who did all this research and was writing,
especially him too. Yeah.
He should have known, but nobody knew this girl didn't actually die. So and then when she's finally revealed, I thought something was weird when I was watching the middle of it. I'm thinking, why are they paying so much attention to this librarian?
Here's what I thought about her. I was like, that is the worst librarian ever. She should not be around children. It's like, hey, just use the internet to look up horrible, scary things. But it's a slow reveal for later. Yeah, but
maybe we shouldn't be looking at this stuff, but keep looking at it.
But yeah, the whole time I'm like, who the fuck is this lady?
It was weird. I didn't get why they did that, but it's fine but when they finally reveal why, it makes sense.
Exactly.
And I love the reveal, the finger thing missing. I was like, oh crap, it's her. What? Yeah. She didn't die. Why didn't anybody tell me? I'm like, I should have known. Like, I feel like I've invested all this time in this movie, but she's not dead. I'm like, I thought they killed her to bring this thing to life. Yeah. And I think that was a cool idea. That I don't know if the girl was nuts or if there was actually a spirit that was manipulating her, or if she just made the thing up and then that brought it to life. I didn't really get the answer to that, but I thought it was. You
would think if she was that devoted to Mercy, she would have just like sacrificed herself to it. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just there's little things in this movie that I critique and then complain about. But overall, it was for what it was, a Netflix movie. It was still an enjoyable watch.
I watched it with the lights on.
Oh my goodness! I didn't think it was that scary. I wish it would have been creepier.
Yeah, it was.
But I'm like, I like me some horror though, and it's hard once you've watched so many horror movies to get scared. So I mean, but for the audience that Netflix is probably for, like if there's some young teenagers who haven't really watched a whole lot of horror movies, they might watch this and be completely freaked out. I don't know. Yeah. So it may find its audience that way, but for
it kind of connects with some of the modern tropes. Well,
it has a lot of tropes in it. I mean,
yeah. Here's my thing. I need to know. I need to do some research, and I probably should have before this episode. But on like how much psychiatric units take from you. Like, do you legit have no access to the outside world whatsoever? Because the main character seemed like she had been in Narnia. Like, she's like, what's his TV?
She played it like she was still a little girl.
Yeah.
Like, she almost played it like she almost mirrored the boy.
Which kind of completely counteracted, like, because when we first meet her, she like perfectly diagnoses herself to this doctor, Janine Galafrica. Oh, so you're like, okay. So she's fully aware. But then once she gets into the real world, quote unquote, she's all like, yes, I understand, like.
She spent so much time in that psychiatric ward, though. That's the lingo she knew and understood. Yeah. So that's probably why she did all that. And I did like the doctor. I like how she used a little bit of humor, and it was Janine Garofalo. So obviously we're going to expect there to be some humor. And I think she did a fine job. I didn't like how she disappeared for most of the movie and just came back at the end to die.
Where has she been?
And to reveal that the other girl wasn't dead. So she just came back and said, guess what? This was all a joke, and kill me for it, because that's basically what I got from it. Yeah. I didn't like how she went out, but it's fine and dandy. I did like how
she went out. That little stealth out of nowhere. Slice.
I'm pretty sure some twigs were breaking. She just wasn't paying attention. Something's because you make a lot of noise when you're in the woods.
She's trying to call 911. She's distracted.
But I did like how the house was hidden in the woods and how it was a bunker. That part
cool.
That was very cool.
House I really see. Yeah.
I liked how. They never really revealed who did all the pranks when she first gets out, like who hung the little doll up, the scarecrow-looking thing, and then who killed the dog. They never really revealed that. I would have liked to have seen maybe a little more about how Mercy Black went viral. And
because so it had to be the friend who just survived, right? Yeah. Or one of the cops, I guess, who found the site or something, or maybe people just read the news story and ran with it, because I don't know if like how do you get that information that these girls were in the woods sacrificing another one to create an imaginary friend? Like, I don't think the hospital released that. So that would have to be some insider that released that bit of information, I don't know.
Yeah, and I do understand why the kids were trying to do it. Kids can be naive sometimes, and they were trying to do it to save their loved ones, from what I understood. So I think the main character's mother was sick. I don't remember what was wrong with the dad from the other girl.
I think he was sexually abusive.
Okay.
Because when she mentioned him, she like cringed a bit, and yeah.
Yeah, so I understand why they would go, and especially the girl who was, if that was what was going on, she was being abused. I could understand how she would become controlling of her other meeker friends to try to get them to do this thing and save her world through her imagination or whatever. But I don't know. It's just.
But how does she? So the book You Cannot See turned out to be a Greek book.
I think it was a book you cannot read.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, so it was a house you cannot see, but a book you cannot read. That turned out to be like a Greek learning book. Is that's not the book they were referring to where they got the idea, was it?
No, I don't believe so. I don't know where they got
it. Because they kept referring to, that's not what the book says. The book says do this. The book says do that.
I think she just made the book up in her head.
Okay.
I would have to think that, because I don't remember ever seeing the book of anything. Other than that.
From somewhere, like the idea of Mercy, you think just popped into this?
I think that girl that was being abused just made it up, and then through making it up, it became a thing everywhere. It became a thing everywhere else. Yeah, because even the writer guy, Will, was like, "Yeah, you guys created this thing. You brought a whole new horror to the world, or whatever." So I think it was just those kids.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure that's what I got from it anyway.
Okay.
But I could have misinterpreted it.
Yeah. So they brought this thing to life. They were the origin givers of this creature. she has a fucked up head if that's the case.
Right, yeah. Well, look how she turned out. She was like a zombie almost. Just sitting in the room with a blanket over her head. Like, what?
Let's take one of our friends. The weakest of us gets sacrificed. We hit her in the head with a rock to kill her, cut off one of her fingers. We have to take her into the lake. Like, all this is just...
You got to stab her, too. The whole bunch.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And then you got to give her an offering of blood. And then, yeah, I don't know. I keep thinking there had to have been more than just her imagination. Like, there was actual, like, a ghost or a spirit or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Whispering in her ear somehow to make her do this.
Yeah, it, like, wanted to exist.
Mm-hmm.
And, it made them promise something which is very important thing we can't gloss over. It made them promise to do something to help.
But the girl that got her finger cut off, she was trying to keep the thing going. So, like, was she okay with being killed? Was that her sacrifice? Was that her promise?
Because remember when Marina was choking her?
Well, what kind of a kid says that?
She wanted to die. What did she want repaired?
I don't know what was going on with her. Now I'm thinking about it.
Did they just bring her along as a sacrifice?
It felt like she was just brought along, but then I guess she was a part of it because she put her ribbon.
Yeah.
Was it her ribbon or was it something? No, because the other girl had a glove.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other girl had a glove or something, and the girl had a pen, and then hers was the ribbon, and then the little boy's was the spaceman or whatever, astronaut. Yeah. So I don't know what she was trying to get because I don't think they said it. I'm pretty sure they didn't say it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I'm gonna have to rewatch this one.
I think you're right though. There had to be something whispering in their ear. Because they did a lot. Like, they sacrificed chickens. They did
they killed some kind of a bird. Yeah. And then, like, just for not just one of them to see it. Like, they all saw Mercy. Mm-hmm. So there had to have been some spirit. Mercy
was actually killing because she killed Will.
Right.
So they're saying she protected or she was there to protect.
We can assume he killed Will. Could it not have been somebody hiding in that suit or that doll or whatever, just standing behind it with a knife to stab him? Could he just get stabbed?
He got grabbed by the throat, and then we don't actually see how he dies. But so are you? Are you under the belief that it's in Marina's head?
At first,
even with the ending,
I think she was the instigator. I don't think it's just in her head. I think she was the instigator, but I don't think. I think it was whispering. I think there had to have been a spirit.
Yeah.
I think there had to have been a spirit whispering in her ear, and then the kids. Because the kids made up what it looks like though, because they made. But I don't know if the spirit was whispering the spirit doesn't look like that. I think they just made up what it looked like. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it would have been like just gnarly looking like ghoul or something.
But that's true. It needed a body though. That's the whole thing. That's why they wanted to sacrifice, because it needed a body. So
then why would they use that weird doll thing, scarecrow thing, and not the body of the person that they sacrificed?
I think you were right. They were giving it a full body until they sacrificed it so it can have a true body. If I'm bringing up the end, because at the end it engulfs the kiddo.
But what about when the body? But what about because the kids, they become like a different person almost. So maybe they were just inside the kids, like he possessed the kids or something. So maybe they weren't, like, especially the older one,
until they
the one that was the leader.
Promise?
Yeah, that's what I kind of feel. Because you know how I loved how the little kid, the boy, like was gonna kill his the supposed friend that kept coming over, even though he's never invited.
Oh, that was great.
That was a great scene. But it's
oh my God,
he was clearly possessed. He had to have been possessed at that point. That wasn't just him.
Yeah, because he kind of snapped out of it at a certain point. So you're right, he was possessed. But like, Christ, I want to go home. Well, you better start yelling.
You better. It kind of reminded.
Scene.
What was that movie with Macaulay Culkin, the Good Son?
The Good Son, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of that a little bit. I thought it really picked up at that point for me.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's why he was my favorite. That little kid, Miles. He showed some acting chops in this movie. But yeah, like that. But you're right. So maybe Rebecca, the eldest who instigated all this, was possessed by this spirit, and it was getting her to build itself. Mm-hmm. This entire time, and then
yeah, I think we figured it out. It took us a while to get there.
We got there,
but we got it
deeper than we gave it credit for.
I'll say one thing: it may have been made for Netflix or whatnot, but it certainly has forced us or made us really think hard about what was going on in the movie. I mean, it's so I got to give it that.
There were more layers to it. I love the layers there because, like, dude, I'm gonna forget the layers thing. I'm just gonna get to what I've been trying to say, wanting to say this entire time. Since we already said spoilers, my jaw dropped when little Bryce stabbed the lady in the eyeball. Like, and I'm not saying that in jest. Like, all of a sudden, I saw him. I was like, "Oh, he's gonna go comfort her," and then, bam! Like, my jaw just dropped.
He made a promise. He had to keep it. He put the little doll.
Oh man!
But what did he want though? Because his mom was fine. Well,
he even said she was a good mom.
Yeah, and then like. I don't know. What did he want, though? I mean, I know the dad thing was an issue in the movie a little bit. Maybe he wanted his dad back, or maybe not. I don't know.
You're right. You're 100% right, because his mom lied to him and said the dad was on a super space mission. He worked for NASA, and he used a little space doll as his tribute. So maybe he wanted his dad back. So that could be the whole, okay. Damn, look at these layers. God damn it, Owen.
They're you know what?
Owen, you sly son of a bitch. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so that makes sense. I forgot about that. I just kind of wrote her off as a bad mom, but yeah, it all connects. That's why he grabbed the spaceman for protection, because that's his dad.
I didn't think she was a bad mom. I thought she was doing a decent enough job.
Oh,
because she lied. I mean,
lies, and then I'm going to leave my son with my nutball of a sister while I go take care of business with Mr. Will.
Right.
One of the bigger questions I had is, she gets pushed off the steps by Mercy. And why don't they go to the hospital with her? Most families would be sleeping outside in the waiting room at a hospital, after something like that happens, especially with the kid, there. And then we never see her again.
We don't know what happens to her.
She lost her son, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God becomes Mercy, basically.
Mercy was floating behind him at the end of the movie.
Yeah, but
so he didn't need a body Mercy didn't need a body because she's floating around in the doll.
Did you know? So rewatch that ending. She engulfs him in her shawl, and then all of a sudden she gets an eye. I think she takes his body, and that's
I thought she was taking the eye that he stabbed out of the other lady, kind of like old boy from whatchamacallit. What's the movie with the weird with the gargoyle looking thing? Why did I just go blank?
The gargoyle
that needs to steal body parts. Jeepers Creepers, that guy.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was Jeepers.
Dude, you're right. Because that chick was meant to be the sacrifice all along.
Yeah.
So now she got the eye that she needed, and then now she's going to take the rest of that chick's body.
That's what I feel like.
Oh, fuck, man. Damn it. And so she was protecting him, and then he is giving her the eye. Dang it, man. Yeah.
We're going to go with that.
I like it. If you guys saw this movie and interpreted different, please let us know.
Give us your interpretations.
Because I like this movie, and I liked it clearly without knowing everything that's going on. Man. Yeah. Any other standouts for you in this movie, sir?
Oh, my goodness, standouts. I thought the kid that kept coming over I think he was, for me, he was the funniest thing because he's like playing and doing stuff. Yeah. And he's like, I'm bored. He's like almost overacting. He's like, I'm bored. And it's just funny to me. I just thought that was hilarious. It made me chuckle a little bit. But like I said, I just wasn't like overly scared because I just wanted more gore and frightful stuff. The eye stabbing definitely was good.
Did that catch you? Because
it did catch me off guard, but then I was like, oh, I should have seen it coming. I should have seen the girl survived thing coming too, but I didn't. So you got me there, guys. You surprised me with that one. And then like
of the creature itself, like we finally get a glimpse of it in the house that can't be seen. As it's crawling towards her.
I like the look. I thought because it was made by kids.
Yeah.
So it had a quality about it that wasn't like overly done. It wasn't like overly ghoulish or like this giant, movie thing. It was just something simple, and I think that
kid's imagination.
Yeah, I thought that brought a lot to it. So you could kind of imagine, like, even though you couldn't see what was in it, you could kind of imagine what was in it. So that ups the fright factor slightly. But yeah, I thought the
spiders coming out of it when it got close to her face.
Yep.
I thought though, for sure, it was defeated when she took back what she wanted from it. But
I wonder if that just broke the seal of the promise or something for her.
Yeah, for her, and then now it has her bloodline anyway because it still has the kiddo. Yeah, who didn't listen to his parents because they told him to stay away from that thing, and he still was all about it.
Yeah, I think it could only really the spirit can only really possess kids or something. Yeah, I feel like, but then like start as a kid, but then that gets debunked, I guess, with the older lady who survived because
she was just crazy. Because you got to think she probably didn't get help like the other ones.
The main character just closed her eyes for however many seconds and it would disappear. So maybe that was a way to get rid of it. Like as an adult, you can fight off the.
It's not real. I don't believe in fairies. I don't believe in fairies.
So yeah, you know what? Despite the fact that I don't think it was made for the big screen, I could definitely see a sequel being made for this. I could definitely see them continuing on with the story.
And I'd watch it.
And it's almost kind of like the Ouija movie we watched, and then how the prequel was so much better than that first one, and how we said,
Blumhouse too. Actually,
I wish they would do a prequel to the prequel because you could keep going back further and further and seeing how much cooler it was as opposed to that first movie. Even though the first movie brought so much to it, which was able to make the prequel, So I can see this one having the potential to make a sequel that would be better than the original.
Yeah.
If you could take that as a compliment, I don't know how they would take that, but not to say it's bad or you could do better, but yeah, you could do a lot better. You could build off of this story, and it's decent enough to grab people. Yeah,
with that ending, I definitely want to see what happens next. Honestly, because that like I said, that just caught me off guard, and like now I want to see if we were even close about what happened, But I'm pretty sure you're right on that point, though. She got the eye of the lady that was stabbed out, but who wants to use the eye, though?
If you ain't got a body, you're gonna take what you can get.
That's true. Ouija was Blumhouse as well. So yeah. But Mercy Black. I'm going to go ahead and give it a go watch. It's on Netflix. It's right in your living rooms already.
I'm going to say you don't have to pay any more to watch it if you already have Netflix. You just have to sit down and check it out. So yeah, I'll give it a go watch.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the ending saves it for me.
The ending saves it for you?
Yeah, if it had been a boring ending, I would have been upset. I'm like, what am I watching? But since the ending was so good for me, it had so many surprises in it, I definitely have to give it props for that.
Yeah, I gotta agree. That ending was it kept me. It was like an M. Night Shyamalan movie. Just kind of. No offense if that. I didn't want that to be offensive, but because that's offensive for some people. But yeah. Go watch a movie here, and that'll bring us to where you can find us. GoWatchaMovie.com. That simple. One-stop shop for all things entertainment. The stories I talked about are on there. And entertainment news, gonna try and get the trailers up there. Most of them are, I believe, already. So that's Mercy Black, and that is Go Watch a Movie. I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Robert.
Go watch a movie.